What is going on, guys? So Sports back here with another video, and in today's video, it's something different. I got a face cam going. I know I've never used face cam before. I might use face cam every now and then. We'll see how things go. But today, I wanted to talk about the three most surprising players in NBA this season. I mean, NBA season's been crazy. Yesterday we had Lance Stevenson drop, 22 points in 9 minutes in the first quarter. He ended up with 30 points. Kyrie's return happened. COVID is messing a lot of things up. The Cavs are good again. I mean, a lot of craziness has happened. I'm going to touch on some things. But yeah, also my Indiana Pacers rebuild series. I appreciate you guys so much for the support on that. I'm really enjoying doing that series, and some big things should be happening to that team then. But if you guys like this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and enjoy. First player I want to talk about is DeMar DeRozan. Now, DeMar DeRozan's season has been fantastic. I mean, you talk about a guy who Bleacher Report said, or a move that Bleacher Report talked about as the worst move of this offseason. You're talking about a guy who was a near Laker. The Chicago Bulls swooped in, was able to make a sign and trade happen for him, has him on a really solid contract considering his age and how he's been playing. Speaking of his play, I mean, DeMar DeRozan this season has been on another level. He's averaging 26.9 points per game, which is the second most he's averaged in his career. His multiple game winners. He's fitting so sound alongside the likes of Zach LaVine and Lonzo Ball and Nikola Vucevic at the big. You got Alex Caruso as that lockdown defender for the Bulls. I mean, DeMar DeRozan has been everything they can ask for and then some. He's uber efficient. I mean, the mid-range assassin, Compton, whatever you want to call him, DeMar DeRozan's on another level. And come on, let's be honest. Not many people expected him to do what he's been doing this season. I mean, his past, 3 seasons in San Antonio they were still solid. They were DeMar DeRozan level seasons. He was playing all over the place. He was playing shooting guard, small forward, power forward for the Spurs. But the Spurs weren't really winning. Last year, honestly, I believe he probably should have been an all-star. But again, the Spurs just weren't winning. He's 32 at this point. Did anybody really expect him to take another leap in his game, scoring-wise, especially going to a team where Zach LaVine was, or is he still the de facto number one option? I mean, we've seen DeMar DeRozan, how he's played. Either way, man, I mean, the Bulls are going to go far in this playoffs, I believe. If everybody can stay healthy and COVID is not an issue, it's going to be tough to stop this team. It's definitely going to be stopped. You've got the two main ball handlers, of course, in Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. Like I already said, the team just fits so well together. It's a shame that Patrick Williams is out for the year because, honestly, he'd probably take them to a whole nother level in terms of their versatility and their defense. But either way, the first player I'm looking at is DeMar DeRozan. He's an all-star for sure, possibly even an all-star starter, depending on if he's a backcourt player or a frontcourt player. I love what I'm seeing from DeMar DeRozan, and we'll see what else what other craziness he's able to pull out of his hat this season. The next player we're going to talk about is Jarrett Allen. Now, I'm a Cleveland Cavaliers fan. You guys know this. I don't think anybody expected Jarrett Allen to make the leap that he's made this season in his game. I mean, you're talking about a guy who last season averaged his first double-double of his NBA career, signed a 5-year, $100 million extension, fully guaranteed. And there was a lot of talk about Jarrett Allen. Centers in today's NBA, especially rim-running centers, are easy to replace. Jarrett Allen at 5 years, $20 million per year. Is he worth that? I don't know. I mean, he's proven it so far, but I mean, everything we saw going into last season, coming into this season, there were issues with his consistency at the end of the year, but you could attribute that to maybe the Cavs weren't winning, so it was no reason for him to give it his all. And he was coming off a concussion to end the season last year, which kind of messed with his play. But again, last year he showed flashes. He had stretches of games where he was like, okay, you can see the potential. You can see that he has the potential to really be something for this Cleveland Cavalier team. And then the Cavs went and drafted Evan Mobley. And then I thought, okay, now with the decision to draft Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen looks more expendable now. He's someone that you can trade if a trade potentially comes out. And now he's looking like an untouchable. This season, he's averaging career highs across the board. 17 points per game, 10.7 rebounds per game. He's shooting uber efficient from the field too, 70% from the field. I mean, he's breaking records. I believe he's the only player to average, 17? I think, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm babbling. I think for someone to shoot 70% from the field, he's averaging the most points. He looks like he's going to be an all-star. The Cleveland Cavaliers are in the 5th or 6th seed range right now. You know, they fell off a little bit because Darius Garland has missed some time with COVID, but still, Jared Allen has been amazing. You know, he's had incredible stretches of games, and he's been detrimental to the Cavaliers' success. I mean, you talk about his lob finishing ability, of course. Offensively, he also distributes some passing abilities, a high-low offense with him and Evan Mobley. He's averaging a career high in assists. I mean, when the Cavs have went to him to try to play make in certain situations, he's delivered. And defensively, I mean, we know about his paint defense. You know, he's a great rim blocker. I mean, someone who's just not scared to jump with the NBA's best. We've seen that multiple times this year and throughout his career, as well as his ability to guard the perimeter. I mean, staying in front of, you know, those quick and shifty guards has been great to see. I mean, and it's him, it's Darius Garland, it's Evan Mobley for the Cavaliers, and it's Coach JD Bickerstaff implementing that system to really, you know, take this team to that next level. They should be a playoff team this season if everything goes well and COVID doesn't continue to, you know, mess things up. And Jared Allen, as well as Darius Garland, I believe, should be all-stars for the Cleveland Cavaliers this season. The last player I'm going to talk about in today's video is Desmond Bay. Desmond Bay, man, I mean, did anybody expect him to make the leap in his game that he's made? I mean, we're talking about most improved player currently, and all the talk is maybe towards Ja Morant with the leap that he's made. Darius Garland for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who I just mentioned, should get some consideration. But Desmond Bay, man, I mean, like, you talk about a guy who was the 30th overall pick, a guy who, if you guys didn't know, I do write articles about the Cleveland Cavaliers. I wrote an article about Desmond Bay, and I really wanted the Cavs to get him now. Okay, maybe you could say at the time it didn't make sense considering he's only 6'5". He was going to be a shooting guard. And I mean, the Cavs had just selected Isaiah Okoro that draft, who's a 6'5" shooting guard. You had Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, and Kevin Porter Jr. at the time, so maybe it didn't really make sense. But I mean, he's a sharpshooter, man, and you can never have too many shooters on your team. This season, he's averaging 17 points, 4.4 rebounds, 2.3 assists, shooting a scorching 41.6% from 3 on about 7 attempts per game. He's uber efficient. He's been that secondary, you know, shot creator, secondary go-to option behind Ja with Dillon Brooks sideline. And I mean, when Dillon Brooks comes back, man, that team is going to be, oh my goodness, man. You talk about Ja, you got Desmond Bain, you got Dillon Brooks, the core is there, Jaren Jackson Jr., of course. And I mean, the Grizzlies are the 4th seed right now. They're playing excellent basketball with, you know, Ja Morant, and without at times, you know, when he was coming back from his, I believe it was a lower leg injury, excuse me, he was looking really good. I mean, man, it's so many great things I can say about Desmond Bain. He's the perfect player for each and every team. Just man, I mean, I watched them play the Cavs 2 days ago, and he just couldn't miss, man. I mean, it doesn't matter if it was off the catch, if it was off the dribble, leaning shots. I mean, he was just hitting everything, man. I love what I'm seeing from Desmond Bain this season. It's been exciting, man. It's been exciting. But guys, with that right there, that's going to conclude today's video. Let me know what players you guys have seen as the most surprising players this season from you guys' end. I mean, I feel like my 3 were pretty noteworthy. And with that said, I'm going to see you guys in the next one. I appreciate you guys for all the support. Peace.